Well, why aren't we seeing more movements then? That's the real question I want to ask today.
Yeah.
If it's true that the power of movements in every one of us, why are we not seeing movements? And I want to ask that question and answer it. Because the power of a movement is in a life transformed that changes and reproduces and multiplies. And so what we want to see is that life within each one of us multiplied. What is the fruit of an apple tree? Not just an apple, but more apple trees. Because an apple is a delicious, edible package of seeds to start new trees. And so the fruit, whenever the Bible speaks of fruit, it's speaking of multiplication, of reproduction in every one of us. And so if you want to be fruitful, you have to be thinking of reproduction. The fruit of the Spirit is what? Love, joy, peace. No, it's not just that. It's love multiplied. It's joy multiplied. It's peace multiplied. It's not just having it for yourself, but bringing it to others. And that's what fruit is always about, and that's what we need to see in any kind of movement. We need to be fruitful. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Boom, He exploded. There are the stars, everything, planets spinning on their axis by God's spoken word. And then He formed the earth and the dust, and He separated the land from the sea, and He formed man from the dust, and He breathed life into him. And at that moment, He created a sentient being that can understand abstract thought. They can communicate one to another. And God chose to speak to His creation, and His first words are, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. That's the first thing God ever said to man. Now let me ask you, is multiplication important to God? First words ever was a command to multiply. It amazes me that the most wicked men of all human history have obeyed God's first command, and that the church is not. There's something wrong with that picture. Now, first words are important, but last words are also important. And Jesus, after all that He had done, He spoke to His disciples about multiplication. He says, all authority of heaven and earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to obey all that I commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Now you might be asking, where's the multiplication in that? There are some people who teach that that's only for the disciples, that that's not an obligation on me. The truth of the matter is, though, multiplication is inherent in the command. We are to make disciples by teaching them to make disciples, because the command is to make disciples. And we are to teach them to obey the commands that Jesus gave. So in the very Great Commission is this idea of multiplication. Go make disciples by teaching them to obey the command to go make disciples, by teaching them to obey the command to go and make disciples. And frankly, it's the only way that we can reach to the ends of the earth and the end of time, is by making disciples that make disciples that make disciples. Last words are important words. And I think that this is what Jesus wanted them to know the most. His last command. And also within it is a very important thing. It shows you that potent reality that a movement is born within each one of us. Because it starts off with, all authority of heaven and earth with me, and it ends with, I'm with you. It almost begs the question, how can we not see movements? All authority of heaven and earth is with Jesus, and Jesus is with you. We ought to be seeing things change.
Yeah.
We ought to be seeing the kingdom expand. Now, I want to give you a basic lesson in math. It's not too complicated. It's a little bit of review from last year when I was here. But believe me, it's going to be very basic because I'm mathematically challenged. But there are four kinds of processes in math. There's multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division. You got this so far? You with me? Good. Yeah. The church wants to multiply, but most of what we do that's good is just addition. Addition produces growth. We're also pretty good at subtraction, but our greatest spiritual gift is division. We have a natural inclination to divide. What we need to do is learn how to multiply.